What's up, guys? Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down what is a wide receiver split and how this can help you guys understand what a defense is going to come at you with. Okay, so now we've gotten this question maybe about 3 to 5 times. What is a split? What do you mean by when you say a wide receiver has a reduced split or cuts his split down or has a wider split? What does that mean? So that's what we're going to be discussing today. If you guys have any kind of video suggestions also, fellas, or questions you'd like to have answered in a video, don't hesitate to leave that in the comment section below. We always appreciate the feedback from you guys, and we always love hearing from you guys. So what is a reduced split? So a reduced split, like a normal split for a wide receiver, is like maybe like you got the numbers on a football field, you're lined up on the top of the numbers, middle of the numbers, bottom of the numbers, whatever it is. But a reduced split, or cutting your split down, I guess, is this example right here where this wide receiver is closer to the formation, if you will, right? So his split is cut towards the lineman. If that's like the easiest way to understand that thing. Now, why is that important to know? Why is it important to know what that is? Because that's how we can start thinking like a DB, right? So if I have a play concept where maybe it's like trips left and I'm the single side receiver and my split is cut down, I'm tighter to the formation. Chances are what we're trying to do is we're either trying to have you run a drag route or we're trying to have you run an outside breaking route like a corner, an out route, or like maybe like a quick flat, something of that nature. And the quarterback's going to isolate that one-on-one matchup that you have. Now, when you have a cut down split like this, expect to see outside shade coverage from a DB. This is why it's important that you guys understand how to work specific routes against different kinds of leverage, right? Because now when we have a cut down split, that DB is going to play outside shade, usually if he has safety help, right? So if he has maybe one high safety, maybe it's like a 2-man concept and he has 2 high safeties, whatever it is, but he'll play outside shade because he's completely content with you just taking off and running a drag because he has help to the inside. He'll get right on your hip and then he'll be fine. Now, if he had no safety help to the inside, you probably wouldn't see this type of coverage. You would probably see a little bit more of an inside shade look, and he'd take his chances to the sideline because the sideline would be his help, but he just doesn't have any help inside. He's not going to let you cross his face with no safety help. So that's how we can kind of understand that. So if we come down and our split is cut down, and I see that I have a DB who's lined up outside shade, I know one thing. He has safety help, and he's expecting an outside breaking route. So if you were to run a route like a corner route, which is what this receiver runs right here, this is how you would approach it. You would maybe attack the leverage, take the inside release, work to restack, and still give yourself space to accelerate back out and have space for the quarterback to lead you, okay? So now let's think about that, right? So he's outside shade. We want to attack his leverage because he's not going to give up what? He's not going to give up the outside release because that's why he's lined up outside shade. He's expecting that. He's expecting you to just take off to the outside and go run an out route or go run a corner route. So if I take the inside release that sells the inside kind of route, it can help me restack vertical, but I also have space for the quarterback to lead me. Now, what would you do if you had to run something like a post route or something like maybe an inside breaking route like a dig route? You would want to attack his leverage. You'd want to attack that midline because now he's going to widen and that'll create a bigger window for that quarterback to throw. Outside shade, in my opinion, is one of the easiest coverages to attack, but that's when we see it. We see it when the split is cut down, and that's what it means to have a reduced split. Now we're going to be talking about a little bit more regular splits and what that means for a wide receiver. So let's play this thing full speed one more time. Great job attacking the leverage, working to restack, and then accelerating off this thing to run that corner route. So now, next type of look we're going to be talking about is what if the wide receiver has a wider split? What if he's closer to the sideline, right? What does that necessarily mean, and why is that important to know? But before we get into this, fellas, I want to talk to you guys about a great opportunity we are offering this offseason. We are traveling out to 8 different states and cities across the United States for 2-day-long quarterback and wide receiver training camps. So if you guys are local to the Houston, Texas area, Newark, New Jersey, Atlanta, Georgia, Columbus, Ohio, Chicago, Illinois, Dallas, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, or Los Angeles, California, and you guys would like to come out and get some great work in with us, check out that very first link in the description below. Each one of these camps, fellas, limited spots. So we're not doing those big camps where we have, 300 kids out there. There's 50 kids per group, and we're just trying to run you through and get you as many reps as you can. What we're trying to do is we're trying to actually take the time to develop you and coach you. It's not going to be about quantity. It's going to be about quality reps. That's what you're going to get at one of our camps. So we're limiting spots, only 10 to 12 guys per position group. And it's 4 hours of training for 2 days. So that's 8 hours total of work that you're going to get in with me and my staff of coaches. So if you guys are local to one of these states or would like to travel out and get some work in with us, check out that very first link in the description below. We would love to have you out to one of our off-season training camps. Really great opportunity for you guys to improve your skills this off-season. Let's get back to this video. So now, like we said, really wide split, right? Really wide split from this wide receiver. So what does that mean? Any smart DB, when we have a wide split, is probably going to be expecting what? An inside breaking route. So as a wide receiver, like, why do I bring up all this stuff? Like, it's important to know that because, like, if for each play, you're lined up at a specific spot, right? At least in the offense that I've always been a part of, the offense that I've coached, the offense that I've played in, we have stressed it where that wide receiver lines up. It's not just go out there and just go line up, right? And if you're in a team that does that, you should probably start thinking about your split based on the given routes that you have if they're not stressing it. Right? So you having a wide split like this, a smart DB is going to be expecting an inside route. He's going to be expecting a slant, a post, a dig, because you want to give yourself space. Not too many guys with a super wide split like this run a comeback route or a 10-yard out or a corner route. So that DB is going to be thinking, okay, I'm going to sit there right to the inside, even if I have safety help, because I'm just expecting the inside breaking route. So we can structure my routes accordingly. Now, this play doesn't necessarily, I just wanted to show this example because of how wide he is, because he's like bottom of the numbers. These are the numbers right here where I drew these arrows. Now, this is like a pick play. This isn't even necessarily like a more realistic, like a route that you would necessarily need to understand the leverage on this for inside shade. But when he's inside shade like this, just know how to structure your routes. You have to run an inside breaking route like a post route. I wouldn't try to get the inside release because that's exactly what he's expecting. I'd attack him, get him to widen, take the outside release, work to restack or throw him by maybe if he's running with me. But I just have to have a plan based on the leverage that he's coming at me with. Okay, so I'm going to play at full speed. Again, not the most important like example of the full route against this type of leverage in that situation. But again, he was a super wide split and he ran an inside breaking route like a whip route where he's selling the slant, then whips it right back to the outside. So make sure, fellas, based on the split I have on the play, why would a DB ever be playing inside shade or outside shade? Because he's expecting a certain route, and it has a little bit to do with safety help. So now, let's talk about this, right? So what does this mean? I'm going to quiz you guys on this. What does this mean? See, so this is a reduced split, right? Because here are the top of the numbers, and he's even further in than the top of the numbers. So from a DB's perspective, what do you think he might be expecting right here? You might be expecting an outside breaking route, right? Especially from the outside receiver when their split is cut down. Usually they are doing an outside breaking route like a comeback, like a speed out. Maybe like they're doing like kind of a corner if maybe they take like an inside, not necessarily, that would be against zone coverage. So forget about the corner, but usually it's like an out route or a comeback route, right? So usually you run an out route, comeback route. Now, as a DB, why would he be lined up inside shade in this specific case? Because the receiver's split is cut down. So why would he be inside shade? He'd be inside shade because he does not have any safety help. That's probably the situation they're working. Now, I understand that this is one-on-ones. I get it. But if I'm a DB and I have safety help to the outside right now, I'm going to be playing outside shade because I'm going to try to force him to take that inside release, and I'm going to try to sit right to the side that he is going to be breaking on. But this is a situation where he does not have safety help. He does not want to let this wide receiver just go run 50 yards across the field and have to chase his back hip. So he plays inside shade. He's going to take his chances to the sideline. So let's watch at full speed. What does this wide receiver end up doing? He ends up running this outside release and ends up running a comeback. And DB's not in a bad position to make a play. He just didn't get hands, and that's why he lost on the route. But receivers, we have to understand what a split means for the specific route, why we are lined up a certain way, and how you guys can structure your routes accordingly to the coverage that you probably will see based on that. And then again, through film study, fellas, like you're watching film on a team that you're playing that week and you're studying a DB that you're going to be matched up against, you should be understanding, like, pay attention to the splits. Okay, the wide receiver that's lined up in my position, he likes to cut his split down. So do we. So does our offense. Okay, how's that DB playing it? Is he expecting an outside route, or is he playing it dumb and playing inside shade? Because that's going to be an easy night for it. That's how you structure the plan. That's how you guys understand what to do off the line and know when to apply some of these certain moves and techniques. Let's watch the thing again, full speed. Great. Honestly, I love the break at the top. Just got to make sure that we get a little bit more into that DB so we're not closing off the field and forcing that outside release. All right, fellas, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. We always love the feedback from you guys. If you have any questions you'd like to have answered in a video, don't hesitate to leave that below as well. And again, fellas, if you're local to one of the 8 cities that we were traveling out to this offseason, check out that very first link in the description below. 2 whole days of training with myself and my staff of coaches, 4 hours each day. We'll have DBs out there for the wide receivers to work one-on-ones, half-line concepts, and 3 hours of individualized drill training each day. Very first link below. See you guys next time.